might not think of food when you think of Antigua, Guatemala. The first things that probably come to mind are the amazing volcanoes, the hiking, and the Santa Catalina Arch. But my goal for this particular video is to hype up the amazing cuisine you will find in every corner of this city, because it really does have it all. My name is Josh, I'm a digital nomad who lives in a different country every single month, and today I'm breaking it all down for you. Stick with me to learn everything that you must eat when you visit one of the most beautiful cities in the world, Antigua, Guatemala. If it's your first time in Guatemala, if you only get to eat one meal the whole time you are in Antigua, let it be here. This is Rinconcito Antigueño. The name loosely translates to Antigua's little corner, and it is, without a doubt, the best place to eat traditional Guatemalan food in Antigua. Their menu is simple, and you can only pay in cash. But even if you don't speak Spanish, it won't take you very long to figure out what you should order. Why? Because the entire back wall of the restaurant is actively preparing it for you. On the menu, you'll see this listed as pollo a la leña, which means wood-fired chicken. And yeah, that's what you should order. Here, pollo a la leña will only run you a little over $5 and it includes juice along with some incredible potatoes, salad, and some bread. And look, I know what you're thinking. You're seeing this image and you're thinking, that's so simple. You're right, yeah, it is. It's so simple, but it's so good. It's some of the best chicken I've ever had. And it makes for a really beautifully authentic Guatemalan experience to boot. It is worth noting that they close at 4 p.m., so you won't be eating dinner here. This is lunch only. But trust me, you should try to grab lunch here. Cowboy Farms is a whole thing. It's a restaurant, sure, but really, it's kind of a whole experience. Like, even if you aren't hungry, you should still visit Cowboy Farms while you're in Antigua because it's incredible. So, as you might have guessed from the name, it's a farm, but Cowboy Farms is really more like a whole community center. They have all these animals that you can just see for free as you walk around. For a very small price, you can buy a ticket to enter the butterfly garden. And sometimes they even have, live music and hold classes. But if you do choose to sit down at their open air restaurant, no matter what food you order, it's all farm to table, which is probably easy enough when you're physically on the farm already. Much of the food that you might end up ordering comes from within the property itself, which I think is so cool, and it's all organic if that's something that matters to you. I ordered their pineapple pizza because I happen to love pineapple pizza, and if that's something that bothers you, we can take it up in the comments below. Look, you're never gonna convince me. If you don't like pineapple on your pizza, not only are you wrong, but you're missing out. And that's what I have to say about that. Now, so far, we've really only covered lunchy places. This is the first dinner reservation that you need to make when you're planning your trip to Antigua. It's at Payne. It is this tiny little restaurant with beautiful decor and some high-end culinary options at super reasonable prices. Usually, if you want experimentation with your food, you have to pay fine dining prices. Not at Payne. I ordered this barbecue chicken burrito, which in itself sounds like an odd combo. But when you add in the fact that it has an edible flower on the top, okay, you know you're in for something special. I could not resist. I did eat it. I did eat the flour. The flour was fine, but the burrito was delicious. And at only around $11, it's an absolute steal. Because the seating is limited, you most likely won't be able to just walk in without a reservation, so be sure to plan ahead. Additionally, they're closed on Sundays and they aren't open for lunch at all, so your window to visit is just a few hours most evenings. But fear not, if you're looking for another place that's open late where you can get some fun drinks, this next place is where you should head immediately after finishing at Payne. Speakeasies are the coolest, but for real though, who doesn't love sneaking around through fake doors like it's Chicago in the 1920s? This one is called Ulu, and to get there you have to visit a place called Antigua Brewery. Now, Antigua Brewery, in and of itself, is a great place to go. They have craft beers, they have live music, they have a rooftop terrace. Truly, it's not a bad option. However, if you're willing to sneakily pass through the red phone booth after you walk in, you can visit Ulu, which is a very, very different experience from Antigua Brewery. It's darker, it's fancier, there isn't a ton of space, which gives it like a feeling of exclusivity. But the coolest part is definitely that there is no menu at Ulu. Yeah, it's one of those cocktail bars where you describe sort of the drink you're imagining to your server, who then has the bartender create literally whatever they want for you based on that information. anything is possible here. If you can dream it, they can do it. I ordered myself a fruity drink that came in a volcano glass. And in my excitement, I managed to spill it all over myself. No, but for real though, there's like a hole in the top of the cup. I guess it's supposed to be like a crack in the volcano or something. Not my fault, okay? Every drink comes in a themed cup and on a themed coaster to match the vibe of the drink. It's really, really fun, as long as you're not actively just spilling the drink all over yourself. The cocktails themselves aren't cheap, but for me, it's definitely about the experience, and I think it's worth it. Sugar is my weakness. I love a candy bar. I love ice cream. I love making out with people. Guatemala also loves sugar, and they have their own selection of cultural sweets that you'll find for sale in little shops all throughout Antigua. The best place to go for this is a no-brainer. It's called Dulceria Doña Maria Gordillo. The decor is precious. The walls are totally covered with these little wooden owls that are famous all throughout Guatemala. You see them everywhere. They symbolize luck, prosperity, and abundance. And if you do want to buy one for yourself, they are available for sale here. It actually makes for a really fantastic souvenir from your trip, in my opinion. I didn't really know what to order, so to be honest, I had the woman behind the counter prepare for me a box filled with the 6 most popular sweets that they have for sale. For me, some of them honestly probably weren't my favorite. Some of them were like these candied fruits, which really aren't so much my thing. However, these little guys, known as canallitas de leche, are absolutely the star of the show. Get yourself a whole box of these. They're similar to fudge, I would say, but lighter. Sugary, but not overbearing, and with sort of like a milky sort of flavor. They're super affordable too, and there's a ton of history here. This shop opened up way back in 1872, so at this point it's basically an institution of the town of Antigua. Can't miss it, don't miss it, get that sugar, am I right? Okay, speed round. I have just a few more to mention here if you happen to have a little bit of a longer stay in Antigua. My favorite place for great deals, particularly 2-for-1 deals, is at Puerto Once. Now the burgers there aren't my favorite, but the torta I had, which is sort of like a sandwich with all the fixings, was enormous and incredible. Highly recommend checking out the daily deals at Puerto Once if you're in town. The best cafe, specifically for food in Antigua, is Cafe Bohème. Their house barbecue chicken sandwich here is one of my all-time favorites. It just has this really soft bread, everything is so fresh. The potatoes and the sauce that they put on the side is it's killer. And then they also have these like delicious dessert torts, which are presented to you as if they were prepared by Gordon Ramsay. This is beautiful. Top it off with just a gorgeous terrace view of the town, and you have for yourself one of the best places to eat and work in Antigua. And if you're into craft beer, there's actually a lot of that in Antigua. I already mentioned Antigua Brewery, but if you're willing to get outside of the main town square area, I recommend Cerveceria 14. I got a whole flight of beer to taste with my friend Ian, and they were really interesting and fantastic. They also often have live music, including some actual notable names that come here to play from time to time. I hope you give these places a try, and if you do, please let me know what you thought down in the comments. And while you're there, please like and subscribe for more content from my journey to visit every country in the world. Click here to listen to me talk about how Guatemala actually changed my life. No, like, actually it did. Click here and I will tell you all about it.